Hey, my name is Max Goldstein. Today we are flying a straight CJ. Citation 525 came to replace the legendary Citation 500. Cessna bought a bigger cabin, more modern wing and modern engines with this airplane. The plane that we are flying today is a 1993 model, but it has a really nice upgrade. More about it inside. Cessna made the Citation series with the reliability in mind. It's really rugged and easy to maintain. Cessna built their jets from ground up. It's a real general aviation airplane. You can think of it as of 172 in jets. We got plenty of room for baggage. You can put up to 400 pounds in the front nose baggage compartment, and you can access it from the left side and the right side. On the right side, Cessna thought about maintainability. We've got all our gauges that we checked during the pre-flight, and you can just unscrew 3 screws and pop this panel, and then you have access to all your nitrogen bottles, and you have access to your oxygen filler port, which is really convenient. So what would take maybe a couple of hours of labor in other airplanes and Citations only takes minutes. The wing on 525 is anti-iced with bleed air, which is, in my opinion, better than boots. This wing is actually pretty cool. It has docile low-speed characteristics, but at the same time you can fly up to at Mach 0.7 with this airplane. Talking about maintenance in mind, for Citation you get a direct replacement LED lights. So what would cost you another jet thousands of dollars, here costs you only a couple of $100. Like in this airplane we have replaced the bulb with LED lights. Check this out. We can stick our fingers between the wing and the aileron. So it does provide for a little bit of drag. As you know, they call it flotation sometimes, even though it's not true about the 525. But at the same time it's really easy to maintain. So basically any mechanic can fix it, any mechanic could do sheet metal work. It's all about what you pay for the plane, and maintenance is what gets you. You can easily check the oil, you don't even have to unlatch anything. And oil filter bypass. And here we got nice access to hydraulic reservoir. You can check the level and you can even refill it from here. You don't have to open any panels. By the way, who knows what is this metal thing behind the engine is for? Let me know in the comments below. We've got an even larger baggage compartment in the back. You can put 300 pounds in here and access the battery. So it's really easy to disconnect the battery. In Citations, every time you leave the plane for a couple of hours, you disconnect the battery. You can also check fire extinguishers if you're doing the pre-flight. This plane got 2 Halon fire extinguishers and the junction box circuit breakers. You can see that Citation sits pretty low to the ground. It actually has some advantages. Number one, it fits into smaller hangars, so it can save you on some money on the hangar. Number two, it's really easy to do the pre-flight, it's really easy to maintain, and number three, it handles very well during crosswind. Let's go check out inside. As you enter the cabin, you got a pretty cool side-facing seat. It's actually comfortable to fly in here if you don't fly for too long, and you got good cabinets where you can store water and other stuff. Not really much more than snacks. It doesn't have like a teapot or anything like that, but I don't think you really need it for a plane. You can only fly for like 3.5 hours. The cabin height in Citation is just enough to sit comfortably. It has 57 inches from the floor up to the ceiling, and it's 58 inches wide. I cannot even touch the other side. What's good about it is you can move the seat and tilt, so when you move out you have more headroom. You have a small headrest, and a good thing about the curtain over here is that you can actually recline the seat. If you would have like a hard divider, that would be impossible, or close to impossible. You got club seating here, but basically I would call those are the seats for two. So you just sit too comfortably and you can rest your legs on the seat in front of you. You got a table to do some work. And let's go check out the potty. So the toilet is pretty much for emergency use only. It's not even flushing, but you can put like a cat toilet or something in it. What's cool about it is it's got a pilot relief valve. So you press the valve and the differences in pressure will suck everything out. So next time if you see a yellow rain, don't be surprised. The valve is called pilot relief valve. Really easy to be used by male. I wonder if ladies can use it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Right now we're at Airglades. We don't have a GPU here, so we're gonna start the second engine and then we'll prepare everything else. Left side clear, left engine start, and we're gonna monitor the engine gauges. It has no FADEC, because the old school. We are pressing the button and 2 rotates, more than 10% in 1 rotation. I'm gonna bring the thrust lever to idle and I'm monitoring the ITT, making sure it doesn't go into the red. Alright, we got a pretty good start. Generators automatically kick on. In the Citation we don't have to do anything, although we do have a generator check. So we turn off the left one, master caution comes on, right took the load, turn off the second one, we got master warning because we got 2 generators missing now. Left one is on and took the load, right one is on, battery off, battery on, avionics come on. And the avionics is the upgrade that I was talking about outside. So this plane is 1993, but the avionics brings it well into the 21st century. Cessna still makes the Citation as M2. At the same time, this actually got more sophisticated avionics. Yes, G3000 is nice, I like the big screens. But this autopilot is absolutely amazing. It has full envelope protection. Almost like flying an Airbus. So if you get yourself into an upset situation, it will actually say engage in autopilot. I will demonstrate it once we're flying. I have created my flight plan in ForeFlight and I'm gonna send it directly to the panel. So today it's not, there is nothing special. Let's say we're gonna climb to 15.5 or whatever, and I'm gonna send it right into the panel. As soon as I send it to the panel, I can go ahead and activate it. I'm gonna preview, we got basically no points, I'm just gonna activate it. But you can do the same with the complicated flight plan. As you know, ForeFlight actually allows you to get the expected routing, so it makes it really, really nice. Let's get the weather. This plane weighs just under 6,400 pounds. We got 4 people, I'll give us another 800 pounds. So our zero fuel weight is 7,200 pounds. Temperature is 30 degrees, and our takeoff weight is close to 8,700 pounds, so I'll just use 9,000 at 30 degrees Celsius. Our V1 will be 99, VR 100, so we rotated 100. Our single engine best rate of climb, our V2 will be 102, and VT is going to be 116. Our required field length will be only 2,600 feet, 2,610. That's actually the longest of the follow and the longest of either when you accelerate down the run when your engine fails just short of V1 and you stop, or you accelerate down the run when your engine fails at V1 and you continue takeoff. So in reality we will probably be airborne in less than 2,000 feet. let's go. Let's complete the checklist. I'm gonna complete my checks and we're gonna go. So Citation is really easy to maneuver on the ground. It gets turned at sharp angles. Once you use full rudder travel, you can also apply brakes and the wheel will go into the free castering mode. I like the big windshields over here. It has, in my opinion, Citation has one of the best views out of light jets. Also, those windshields are relatively cheaper than windshields on other jets because they're not electrically heated. All they have is bleed air. Sometimes it plays bad, like if you land and forgot to turn on defog. That's why you should always do the checklist. Then you would actually fog on the ground. Or even if you do turn on defog, you can get the side windows fog. But if you're operating the jet yourself and if you're playing the bills, it's nice to have the windshield that's not as expensive. At the same time, you have beautiful visibility. So this panel is the key that brings this airplane into the 21st century. Everything is touchscreen, everything is connected to your iPad. The autopilot is new, the servers are new. The weather radar is new, it's new digital Garmin weather radar. We got rid of AC inverters, we got rid of some of the circuit breakers that are not in use. And this autopilot actually makes a difference. Not only that it has full envelope protection, but it also captures the ILS much nicer. And the yaw damper is much smoother, it always keeps the ball centered. So we're going to be departing runway 13 from an uncontrolled airport. So if anything happens before V1, I will reject takeoff, close the throttle, extend the speed brakes. We have a really long runway, so we will reject for any yellow or red lights or unsafe situation before V1. We don't have to use maximum braking because we have a long runway, and the biggest thing is to stay on the runway. If anything happens after V1, we're going to continue takeoff, rotate at 100, climb out at V2 102, over 0.7 on our AOA indicator, and we're gonna come back visually, or actually probably go to a bigger airport like Fort Lauderdale or Opa-locka, if situation allows. Enjoy the flight. Like my video, comment what you think about my video below, and subscribe to my channel. So before takeoff, I check 3 things which can kill you in any jet. I fly many different types of jets. I'm type rated at 9 and I try to keep current at 5. Of course, I read the book the night before I fly a different plane, but there are 3 things that can kill you if you don't check on any airplane. It's flaps, make sure the flaps are at the correct flap setting for your speeds. Trims, make sure all the trims are set for takeoff position, and CAS. So you gotta make sure that you have the correct messages. We're gonna turn on pitot heat in a second and it's gonna go away. Look at the way Citation can turn. Like once you get onto the runway, if you wanna make sure you're like doing a maximum performance takeoff, and Citations you can take on the runways well under 3,000 feet, especially if it's cold and you fly your speeds correctly. So it's important that you can use all available runway. Everybody ready for takeoff? We're gonna do maximum performance takeoff. Let's see. Alright, takeoff power is set. Everything is in the green. Speed is alive. 70 cross-checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. And we got all the ADS-B traffic here, isn't it beautiful? Citation is a very stable airplane. It's if you went through the Citations, if you went through the Cessnas, through like if you started with 172 and then went into 180 to 210, then you went into the twin Cessnas, you're gonna feel right at home in the Citation. And even to the small things, like if you remember flying the 172 when you try to go with the yoke right and left, it actually takes time to react. It doesn't really follow it, right? It's not like a sports car, it's more like a minivan, really. Same applies to a CJ. If you look, we have a very big delay between the aileron deflection and the airplane response. At the same time, it makes it a very good IFR platform, very stable. So once we climb to 15.5, I'm going to do a couple of training maneuvers that you usually do when you learn for the type rating. We're going to do some steep turns. I'm going to show you how this plane handles at slow speeds and how it's going to, at what speed it's going to stall. So flying a jet is pretty easy. Why do people do steep turns? So I heard a lot from instructors and sometimes even examiners that somebody just made it up. But in reality, if I ask my student to do a steep turn, I can tell you right there if he's doing his job, cross-checking the flight instruments. It's basically an exercise which teaches you coordination and teaches you to cross-check flight instruments. So in this plane, I'm going to keep the bank angle just under 45 degrees. Because otherwise the autopilot will kick on, and you're going to be able actually to hear it. If I go over 45 degrees, the autopilot will just kick on and try to bring the plane level. So let's get to 200 knots. A key to steep turn is to be nice and stable. And we're going to do a steep turn to the left side clear. In this airplane we got a green vector marking, so if you keep it right on horizon, that's where you're gonna end up. Comes in really handy. We're gonna roll out on the north heading, and we're gonna go into the right one. And on the right one, actually, as I'm gonna get closer to the southerly heading, I'm gonna exceed the bank limit, and we're gonna see how the autopilot works. Like, you gotta understand, right now the autopilot is completely off. I even have the flight directors off. So let's say I wanna go more than 45 degrees, and it tries to push the plane back to 30 degrees. Let's say I'm gonna go again, and it just pushes the plane back. Alright, I'm gonna show you how this plane handles at slow speeds. I'm gonna reduce the power back to idle, kick the ignitions on. We've got some traffic, so I'm gonna maneuver to stay away from it. And he's still 5 miles away. Use speed brakes, which are really effective on the citations. Disregard the lane here. So right now we are clean, we are at 100 knots, and the plane still handles really well. We got a stick shaker. And in this airplane we even have a stick pusher. That's new for citations. And that's thanks to the Garmin GFC 600 autopilot. Also what comes in handy is the angle of attack gauge. It's actually your best friend. Even when you're doing an approach, you can use it. You can use 0.6 to know your VREP and 0.7 to know your V2. I'm gonna go full flaps and gear down to do the landing config stall. And the gear is down, we got 3 green, flaps are at full, and we'll see how it handles with the landing configuration. So we're at 90 knots. The plane still handles well, we can even make turns. We got a stick shaker and a stick pusher. I'm gonna let the angle of attack decrease, and then I'm gonna pitch up at 0.7. Pitching up at 0.7 and get positive rate of climb. Gear comes up, flaps comes up. Alright, let's go back to Apolloca. we're gonna do is we're gonna do an emergency descent. That's also one of the maneuvers that you train when you get your type rating. So, to do an emergency descent, you go ignition's on, throttle idle, speed brakes, and start your descent. The autopilot just kicked on because I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was on the upset. Alright, so we're gonna go under the clouds to maintain VFR, VFR. Rejoin final for 1-2, 1 little and 5 premium up. And before landing checks, ignition's on, landing gear down to green, flaps we'll do later, pressurization checked, landing lights all disconnect will be later, and airspeed ref. We are coming into final, speed below 161, flaps full. We are slightly high and hot, but we have a long runway and will be stabilized by 500 feet. And gears down to green. Now we can, since we're on final, flaps are full, we can slow down to VREF.
Terrain, system not available.
And a citation, once you land, you go do ground flaps. Taxi to Fontainebleau, we are Tango 8 with you 5 from above. So we do ground flaps and they will actually slow down the plane a lot so you don't have to burn the brakes out. Welcome to Miami.
November 7 Julie Papa, Black Tower, flight heading 090, runway 9 left, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 9 left, 7 Julie Papa.
Citation is a working horse out of airplanes. If you need a reliable and reasonably priced airplane, that's definitely a plane for you. Easy to maintain, easy to fly, all the mechanics know it, all the pilots know it, lots of pilots, lots of mechanics, lots of parts. Subscribe to my channel, like the video if you liked it, and let me know what you think about this video and what airplanes you want me to review next. See you next time.